For decades, the United States has tried to reshape the Middle East whenever it chose. From Libya to Iraq to Syria, American power has shaped the region again and again. But there is one country that has resisted for generations: Iran. Even today, breaking it seems nearly impossible. Even today, the United States and Israel continue searching for weaknesses within Iran. Yet history suggests breaking this country is far from easy. For centuries, Iran's borders have remained largely unchanged. Empires have risen and fallen, but this land has endured. Romans, Arabs, Turks, Russians, even the British Empire, none could permanently reshape Iran. So the question is, what makes Iran so difficult to conquer? Let's begin with Iran's greatest advantage: its geography. If you had to describe Iran in one sentence, it would be this: a natural fortress. A fortress not built by humans, but by nature itself. Massive mountain ranges surround the country from almost every side. In the south, the Zagros Mountains act like a defensive wall, blocking any invasion coming from that direction. Toward the northwest, these mountains rise even higher, forming a harsh and nearly impassable boundary with Turkey. Where mountains don't exist, nature provides another obstacle: marshlands, especially near the meeting point of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. These swampy regions act like a defensive moat in front of a castle. To the north, the Alborz Mountains protect Iran near the Caspian Sea, and in the east, smaller mountain ranges stretch along the borders with Afghanistan and Pakistan. In simple terms, Iran is surrounded by layers of natural barriers, and in the south lies the Persian Gulf, another defensive edge. Even if an enemy attempts a naval invasion, they are immediately confronted with steep mountains rising inland. But geography doesn't just protect Iran, it also shapes how wars are fought there. Inside the country, there are vast deserts like Dasht-e Kavir and Dasht-e Lut. These regions are extremely harsh and difficult to cross, forcing most of the population to live in mountainous areas. This creates a major problem for any invading army. Moving troops, maintaining supply lines, and navigating narrow, difficult terrain becomes a nightmare. The deeper an army goes, the harder survival becomes. This is what military experts call strategic depth. The battlefield stretches so far inward that the defender gains a major advantage over time. However, there is another side to this geography. The same mountains that protect Iran also limit its expansion. Because of this, Iran often avoids direct large-scale wars, and instead builds influence through allied groups in the region. Now let's talk about one of Iran's most powerful strategic assets, the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow passage is one of the most important routes in the world. A huge portion of global oil, nearly 20%, passes through this single choke point. On top of that, a major share of global natural gas shipments also depend on it. Geographically, Iran has a strong advantage here. Its coastline dominates the northern side of the strait, giving it significant control over the. If Iran chooses to block this passage, it can disrupt global trade and energy supply almost instantly. In a worst-case scenario, such a move could shake the entire global economy. Iran also benefits from its long and complex coastline. Unlike flat beaches found in many countries, much of Iran's coast is backed by mountains. These areas provide hidden for defensive systems and make amphibious landings extremely dangerous. Even if enemy forces reach the shore, they are immediately exposed to attacks from higher ground. Another critical factor is Iran's population. Iran is a multi-ethnic society made up of Persians, Azeris, Kurds, Arabs, Balak, and others. At first glance, this diversity may seem like a weakness. Different groups have their own identities, languages, and long-standing tensions. But history shows something interesting. Whenever an external threat appears, these divisions often disappear. People unite under a shared identity and resist together. A clear example of this was the Iran-Iraq War, 1980 to 1988. When Iraq, under Saddam Hussein, invaded Iran, it expected quick success. Iran had just gone through a revolution, and its military seemed weakened. But the war did not end quickly. It dragged on for 8 years. Despite early losses, Iran pushed back and regained its territory. Not just the military, ordinary citizens also joined the defense. Groups that had internal differences came together during the war. Instead of collapsing, Iran became more unified. In the end, Iraq failed to achieve its objective. Finally, there is Iran's sheer size. This is not a small country that can be captured in weeks. It spans over 1.6 million square kilometers, a vast and complex landscape. Major cities like Tehran, Isfahan, and Mashhad are located deep inside the country, far from the borders. An invading force would have to travel long distances through mountains and deserts just to reach them, all while facing resistance. In the end, Iran's greatest weapon is not just its military. It is a combination of geography, size, strategic position, and national resilience. Its land itself acts like a silent defender, slowing enemies down, exhausting them, and turning time into its strongest ally. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and share. Thank you for your support. See you in the next one.